Today we are installing sheetrock in this bathroom at a remodel project. Let's walk you through the process. For the tools, we will be needing a drill, knife, level, tape measure, drywall T-square, and a pencil. For the materials, we will be using 1/2-inch sheets of sheetrock for the walls. And because we're installing in a bathroom, we will be using a mold-proof kind of sheetrock. For the ceilings, we will need 5/8 thickness of sheetrock, which is part of code for here in the state of Texas. Also for the materials, we will be needing drywall screws that are 1 5/8". Before installing your sheetrock, you will need to install some strike plates. Strike plates are a thin piece of metal that are used as a protector. For example, if you have any running pipes through the studs, you need to put a strike plate just so whoever is screwing it in doesn't puncture a pipe or a wire. Now before we begin installing, you want to make sure your studs are nice and flat, free from any screws or nails. You don't want to have any bend or slight curve in your sheetrock. Also, another thing to do, you want to take any pictures of what's about to be covered up, just so in the future, if you wish to add anything or you're going to drill in that wall, you don't want to hit a pipe or an electrical wire. First tool that you're going to be using is a level. You're going to go around with your level and put it up against the stud to make sure that it is nice and straight. The installation process. So now what we're going to do is we're going to measure from wall to wall to see how much I need. When screwing in your sheetrock, you need to make sure that the spacing between the screws doesn't exceed more than 12 inches because it will not pass code. As for the ceilings, they need to be 6 inches apart. In this video, we are using a multi-tool for cutouts and cuts around windows. But if you plan on doing this pretty often, then I highly recommend using a drywall router instead. In this specific project, the window sill and window casing will be trimmed with white oak, so we're not installing sheetrock in it. When installing the bottom sheets, you need to make sure to leave a 3/4 gap between the floor and the drywall. This way, if there's any water on the ground, it will not touch your walls. And that is how we sheetrock a bathroom. Thanks for watching and follow us for more project updates.